2. Ethan and the Village in Peril. Ethan's arrival in the village was met with a silence that spoke volumes. The once bustling streets were now deserted, shops shuttered and homes locked tight. Shadows seemed to linger longer than they should, and an air of unease permeated every corner. As Ethan walked through the village, he could feel the weight of the villagers' fear. He noticed the way they peeked through their windows, their faces pale and eyes wide with terror. It was clear that something sinister had taken hold of this once vibrant community. In the heart of the village, Ethan met Lila, a brave young girl with a determined spirit. Lila had not succumbed to the fear that gripped her neighbors. Instead, she was determined to uncover the truth behind the shadowy figure haunting their nights. She shared with Ethan the stories she had heard, whispers of a dark figure that prowled the village streets, causing chaos and fear wherever it went. Together, Ethan and Lila formed a plan to investigate the source of the shadow. They decided to wait until nightfall, when the shadowy figure was most active. As the sun set and darkness fell over the village, Ethan transformed into a hawk, his sharp eyes capable of spotting the slightest movement in the night. Lila, armed with a lantern and her courage, followed closely behind. Their first encounter with the shadow came near the village square. Ethan, perched on a rooftop, saw a dark figure slinking through the shadows. With a swift nod, he signaled to Lila, who raised her lantern to illuminate the area. The figure hissed and recoiled, but not before Ethan and Lila saw its true form. A twisted creature, cloaked in darkness with glowing red eyes. The shadowy figure fled, and Ethan and Lila gave chase. They followed it through winding alleys and across moonlit fields, determined to uncover its lair. Eventually, they found themselves at the entrance of an old, abandoned church on the outskirts of the village. The creature had disappeared inside, and Ethan and Lila knew they had to follow. Inside the church, the air was thick with an oppressive energy. Shadows danced along the walls, and eerie whispers echoed through the empty pews. At the far end of the church, Ethan and Lila saw a figure cloaked in black, performing some dark ritual. The shadowy figure they had chased stood at the sorcerer's side, its red eyes glowing with malevolence. Ethan transformed into a lion, his powerful roar shaking the foundations of the church. The sorcerer turned, his eyes widening in surprise and fear. Lila stepped forward, holding her lantern high. "Release this village from your dark magic," she demanded. The sorcerer sneered and raised his hands to cast a spell, but Ethan was quicker. With a leap, he tackled the sorcerer to the ground, his claws tearing through the sorcerer's cloak. Lila, recalling the enchanted spells she had read in her village's old tomes, recited an incantation to break the sorcerer's hold over the shadowy figure. Light filled the church, dispelling the darkness. The shadowy figure dissolved into nothingness, and the sorcerer let out a cry of defeat. Ethan and Lila stood victorious, the oppressive energy lifting from the air. As they left the church, the first light of dawn began to break over the village. The inhabitants emerged from their homes, their fear replaced with hope and gratitude. Ethan and Lila were hailed as heroes, their bravery and determination restoring peace to the village. But Ethan knew this was just one victory in a long journey. There were more shadows to banish, more mysteries to uncover. With Lila by his side and the lessons of Thaler and the ancient queen guiding him, Ethan was ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. And so, the story of Ethan and Lila's adventure in the village in Peril came to an end, but their journey was far from over.